We got our first look at the new Jumanji. Did it get us excited to explore the movie? I'm DJ Wooldridge, and this is Screen Junkies News. Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle dropped its first trailer today, and it brought everything you'd expect from a Jumanji movie. Helicopters, motorcycles, video games, and... Wait, that doesn't sound like a Jumanji movie at all. Well, never mind that, because this flick has a killer cast of action stars, comedians, and teen heartthrobs that all appear to be bringing their A-game in what seems like an entertaining thrill ride. Could this be the Jumanji follow-up we never knew we actually wanted? Here to journey deep into the heart of studio-mandated sequels with me is Dan Murrell. Hello,
Hi.
Dan.
Hi, DJ.
So we start off this trailer with a motley group of kids going to detention.
Yeah.
Classic
setup.
Yeah, we have Spencer, played by Alex Wolff.
Yep.
Bethany, played by Madison Iceman. Fridge, played by Sir Darius Blaine.
Yep.
And Martha, played by Morgan Turner. Do you have initial thoughts on this group of kids?
Well, I have to say, like, this is not a project that I was following closely because
Same.
I'm one of those people that was just like, when I heard they were doing Jumanji, I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like, do we need a Jumanji? Like,
Was there a demand for it?
Was there really, like, I was not like hearing this outcry for like, let's reboot Jumanji. So like, I've been kind of very skeptical of this project from the beginning.
Yeah, I understand that.
Does anyone want it? Does anyone care about it? Having said that, I liked this trailer.
Same.
It surprised me. I was like, I don't like I don't like this Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. I hate that. I hate that little, like, you can reboot Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and call it Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, I don't know why they had to add this little subtitle. I don't like that.
They could have called it Jumanji: The New Class,
or just Jumanji. You can just call it Jumanji again. That's what everybody's been doing, that Jumanji. But I guess you want to brand confusion, whatever.
Well, and also, it's technically a sequel.
Sure.
Sure, why not?
Why not? Yeah, but overall, I have to say this did surprise me because, like, I was not on board with this.
Yeah,
just
same.
From a thing of like, I don't care, and this actually looks like kind of a fun movie.
I'm totally on board. I think the one thing that kind of throws me off is I kind of wish it wasn't a Jumanji movie. Like the idea of this group of kids being sucked into a video game and they're their video game avatars, and it's this
very
jungle
Ready
adventure
Player
game.
One. It's going to be very interesting to see how this plays with Spielberg when he does Ready Player One, because the book at least kind of played with that thing of like, you're in the video game and your avatar is kind of your, not yourself, you're a different. But I think that they like the idea of, and I didn't know that's coming in, and the idea of a 16-year-old girl being trapped into the body of Jack Black
is pretty great.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know the setup for any of this, so this was genuinely a surprise.
The jokes we got in the trailer were actually pretty solid.
Yeah.
I was actually pretty entertained by them. So when they get sucked in, like you already brought it up, we've got the nerdy Spencer becomes Dwayne Johnson.
Yep, Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Dr. Smolder Bravestone.
What a great name.
Fridge, the big tough kid, becomes Kevin Hart.
Yeah, and I love that joke. It says, I'm missing the top half of my body.
Yeah, where's the other 2 feet?
Exactly.
Moose Finbar. Martha becomes Karen Gillan. Ruby Roundhouse, which even though they make a joke about it, I'm still not sure about the attire. And Bethany becomes, like you said, Jack Black, who's playing Professor Shelley Oberon. So you're on board with the humor that they have in this.
In this trailer, yeah, I actually did. I thought it was funny. I think that it's I like funny Jack Black, and I feel like sometimes like he's been kind of a jack, no pun intended, jack of all trades. Like he'll do drama, he'll do this and that. He's been kind of jumping around. He's doing Goosebumps and that kind of like R.L. Stein.
Yeah,
it seems like he's kind of trying to do different things, and I like this idea of him, like this idea of all of them kind of inhabiting these other characters, of kind of living in their bodies. I think that's an interesting way to kind of turn their convention on its head, as far as like, we know The Rock is The Rock. And when I heard The Rock was going to be Jumanji, I'm like, oh, The Rock's going to be The Rock.
Yeah.
But the idea that you're taking all these people's personas and putting the teenage brains inside all of them, like, I think that's going to be an interesting way. Does it pay off?
Yeah.
I don't know. But
I really like the scene where The Rock is like telling himself, like, don't cry. And it plays into that kind of why I wish he was playing Captain Marvel in the Shazam movie. That idea of having Dwayne The Rock Johnson play a little kid in his body is very appealing. I have a question. Where do you think the game... where do you think this comes from? How did they make a video game that sucks you into the world that apparently is the same world that Robin Williams was supposed to be in, and now has helicopters and motorcycles? Right.
I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be the framing device for the movie. It's gonna be the first 20 minutes of the movie. And
maybe how the game gets made.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I never really questioned too much about how Kirsten Dunst got sucked into a board game 20 whatever years ago.
Yeah.
So I imagine it's the same suspension of disbelief that it's going to be required for these kids to get sucked into a board game.
Listen, that's fair. So then the back half of the trailer is all explosions like you'd expect. That's where we see the motorcycles, and it looks like they have enhanced abilities. I believe in Dwayne Johnson's tweet, he talked about he has a boomerang throwing skills, which I don't think we saw any of in the trailer.
We did not, no.
I'm excited for it.
Well, and that's a very video game thing of just like everyone has their special Mario Brothers 2.
Exactly.
I'm going to date myself here. That was the appeal, was everyone had their own special ability.
Yeah.
You would pick whomever worked best for that
Which
level.
they've never really gone back to, where you could play multiple.
Not as much. The X-Men Sega game, again, dating myself, had that, where like every player, you know, Cyclops had his optic blast.
Was that the one where you got to play Magneto?
I think so. I don't know.
I
don't remember. They all blur together.
Exactly.
But I like
totally
this idea of playing with the video game convention, and it makes sense to update it instead of like, oh, we found this dusty old board game. It's like,
I'd like the dusty old board game.
But they've done the dusty old board game.
That is true. They have done the dusty old board game.
Yeah.
We also get a brief look at Nick Jonas doing his best Indiana Jones impression. Any thoughts on that?
Maybe they're setting it up for a Temple Run movie, which I thought would be. I'm an avid Temple Run player, so I wouldn't mind a Temple Run movie. Why not? I mean, they're making a movie out of everything else. Why not Temple Run?
Does this look like how you would imagine being inside the Jumanji world?
I guess. I don't know. It's a jungle.
It is a jungle. We are in the jungle. The song tells us, the subtitle tells us.
The song is welcoming us to it, as a matter of fact.
To the titular jungle.
To the titular jungle.
And then, of course, after all the explosions, we end with the classic joke at the end, which in this instance is Jack Black being eaten by a hippo.
Well, it wasn't a poop joke or a fart joke. So, you know, that definitely is an advancement as far as
those go. I think when you phrase it like that, when you frame it that way, I'm very on board. Although it gets me worried that, like, because he looks pretty eaten.
Yeah. Well,
so I'm wondering, it's like, can they get hurt in the game?
I was thinking, like, I thought maybe it was setting up like the concept, and maybe this could be in the final movie, the concept of lives. Like,
that would be
like
great.
3 lives, and then that could be a life, and then you have 2 lives left.
That would be great, because then you get kind of like the gimmick that they kind of played around with in Live, Die, Repeat.
Yeah.
Edge of Tomorrow. That was the actual title of that movie.
Live, Die, Repeat.
Where you could get multiple kind of gruesome deaths that would be funny, but then there's still the stakes of like they're running out.
Right.
And it looks like maybe Jack Black's character has less than the others.
Maybe.
going into it. So overall, on board. Are you excited for the movie, or like, hey, maybe?
I mean, trailers have lied to us all.
Yes,
many times over.
So many times.
I will say this is a movie that I had next to no interest in.
Yes.
That I'm now like, okay, this
You'll
could
give
be
it a shot.
This could be fun. This could be interesting, and I'll give it a shot.
Is there something that you'd like to see in the movie that you haven't seen in the trailer that yet that if like they do this, I'm on board?
I don't know if there's any specific thing. I just think that you know, if they want to do their own thing, I would not try to put in these Kirsten Dunst cameos. And unfortunately, obviously, you can't do Robin Williams. But I don't want to even do like these nods to the, like, it's been 20 plus however many years. Like, I think it can live on its own now.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you. I think I'd actually be more, because really watching this trailer, my only hang up is the supposed connection to the original. If you just told me it was a reboot and Jumanji's a video game now, I'd be like,
video game.
Fine.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if they're going to try to connect it, I'm almost like, I would want it to be your own thing or don't.
Yeah, it's almost the Prometheus problem of like,
it is.
Maybe it'd be better if you just did your own thing.
If you just did your own thing, exactly. So, I have to say, as a trailer and knowing more about the concept, it's something that I'm showing some interest in now, which is, you know, mission accomplished. Yeah, I did not care about this movie before this trailer.
Same, and they've got me tentatively on board as well. Dan, as always, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
But we would like to know from you guys at home, what did you think of the trailer? Please let us know in the comments below this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please click here for more Screen Junkies news videos, and don't forget to click the subscribe button and hit that little bell so you receive immediate notifications of all of our latest videos. And we will see you next time.